Welcome back to the workshop, guys. We've got the head-to-head you've been waiting for. We're putting the new Professional Precision Adjust up against the original Precision Adjust Elite in a head-to-head battle to see which one produces the nicer edge. I don't know, I think they're both gonna do good, Josh, but tell us a little bit how that's gonna work.
Yeah, so we're gonna take these Wusthof nakiri knives and we're gonna sharpen them on each system. We're gonna sharpen to 15 degrees per side. They've already been dulled. These things are not cutting. 15 degrees per side should give us a real tall bevel. We should be able to look at that. And then we're going to measure how sharp that is on the bess tester. We're gonna cut paper. We're gonna look at it under the digital microscope. Get a good feel for the differences between these two systems and how they produce a better edge.
All right, Josh, before we get into it, I know we both wanna use the new Pro PA, so I think it's only fair that we flip a coin to see who gets to use it. And then let's talk a little bit about like what we expect in this experiment.
All right, you call it, heads or tails?
Heads. Heads gets the Pro PA. If I get it, if I win.
It's tails.
Yes. Hello, old friend.
We chose a knife that both of these systems could sharpen pretty easily. Neither of them should have an issue with this knife. The Pro Precision Adjust does have a wider range of versatility for small knives and large knives, which is part of the added value that you get with a system like this, but we chose a knife both of these systems should be able to handle easily.
Yeah, we wanted it to be fair as far as the two knives going head to head. Obviously, there are some limitations because this is a smaller sharpener. I also expect that it'll probably take a little less time on the big sharpener to get through this. And we're also reprofiling to 15. We mentioned that on the front end, but 15 means we got to take a lot of material off, which is going to make it even more work for the smaller sharpener.
Let's set a timer, see how long it takes, and then we'll compare the results when we're done.
Sounds good.
Right on. I started the timer on accident, so 2 seconds in. Done?
Okay, yep.
All right, 47 minutes was how long it took Kyle to sharpen. 36 minutes was how long it took me to sharpen on the Pro. I felt like I could have gone faster if it was my knife, if I was just trying to get it sharp. This knife is freaking sharp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How do you feel like yours ended up?
Mine's sharp for sure. I'm a big edge finish guy, you know that. It's not nearly as like polished as I'd probably like, but we'd be here for like an hour if I wanted to go for that. Yeah. Same thing, like if it was my knife, I wouldn't have taken as much time, but I'm competitive and I want to see the little Pro PA, the original Precision Adjust compete. So we'll see what it does, man.
Yeah, I think it'll compete. I mean, it's still a great sharpener.
Oh, for sure, man. I want to win.
Yeah. First up, we're gonna look at these under the dyno light. We've got the knife sharpened on the original Precision Adjust clamped up here. Looking at it, it looks pretty, it looks pretty consistent. That bevel is nice and tall and straight. A little bit of like scratching under the surface there, just some previous grits, but in general, very consistent.
And as we've learned from using the Pro PA in the past, like direction matters. I was sawing to get through all that material. It would have taken even longer if I was trying to do like a sweeping technique, but wanted to get through it and get to a really sharp knife, and I did. And like you said, the reveal looks good on this. I'm proud of it. I think it looks great for a sharpener that does have a little bit of flex to it due to the plastic construction, and that's a pretty darn consistent bevel. So
all right, now we've got the knife sharpened on the Pro PA clamped up. Man, we're seeing a pretty dramatic difference in edge finish.
I'm actually kind of surprised, man. It's cleaner, obviously. The edge finish is cleaner. Even like from your shoulder to the edge is a cleaner transition than it is on the Pro and that are on the original. And that might just be due to that little bit of flex and the rigidity of the new system. But man, that turned out great.
I did do a back and forth in the beginning part, less of like a straight up and down sawing and more of like a back and forth sweep saw, if you will. But then when I got into 600 and 800 and up, I did just I pushed in and kind of swept one direction. You can see most of that happening there. I didn't think there was going to be this much difference, so interesting to see that, and I'm curious to see how that shows up when we paper test and bess test.
Gotta give this one to the Pro. All right, now we're gonna do the cut test with both of these. We're each gonna use each other's knives. We're gonna do a few cuts and just see if we can feel the difference when we cut paper. You wanna kick it off, or do you want it with my knife?
Sure, I'll go with yours first.
All right.
Sharpened on the original Precision Adjust. Oh, that's not a good start. Oh, okay.
Made me nervous for a minute there.
That's very sharp. That did, yeah, strangely.
Got some wave in it.
Yeah, that is nothing to be ashamed of as far as a sharp. Wow. Yeah.
It's definitely sharp. I knew I got it sharp.
Yeah, that's a sharp knife. I feel some of the teeth in there.
Yeah, you kind of see that on the Dynalite. That's got a little bit more of a rough finish on the edges. Sometimes I feel like I can hear that too, like kind of like almost more gravelly sounding as you cut through it. I'll bet yours will sound smoother as you cut through on that.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
I think it's just a little different. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, I think you're. Well, let's test it for the mic. So this is the
Pro PA.
That's the Pro.
There's the OG.
And here's the original.
You can totally hear it.
Yeah, I think we can. I think that'll be heard easily. So it's, I wouldn't say we're splitting hairs, but we're, there's a difference there. Even though both of these are obviously slicing through,
Yep.
kind of dancing their way through paper, if you will.
Yep. If you were gonna split a hair, I'd go with the Pro. If you had to.
I would agree. All right, last up, let's get these both on the bess tester, see how they score. I have a feeling I know, but I could be surprised.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's get to the bess tester, starting with the knife sharpened on the base model, Precision Adjust.
Come on, baby.
Coming in at 158.
That's
respectable.
Yep.
That's extremely respectable. And as we saw, the bess tester is an interesting scale. For the most part, it's a pretty consistent way to measure, but there's definitely it's only measuring one very specific point on the knife.
Yep.
And so cutting through paper, using the full blade, looking at it under the Dynalite, that's why we kind of do all of this in one to get an understanding of what that edge looks like. 158, it's a damn sharp knife.
Yep. Lower the score, the better. Double digits is insanely sharp, which I'm curious to see if you got to that point, man.
We'll see.
I mean, 150 is like a razor blade, but double digits is like double-sided razor craziness.
Okay, now sharpen on the Pro PA. .104.
Oof. Edged me out.
Yeah. I know that there are guys who could get a knife sharper. So I will say that. I don't want to but that's sharp.
It's really sharp.
And you guys heard the difference in paper and this freaking sharp knife.
It's just like that next level of sharp that people want, and the Pro PA delivers on.
Yep. The Pro PA won all around there. So we got sharpness, we have that paper test feel.
Edge finish.
If you were in the kitchen using the knife, it wouldn't matter one bit. Both of these are extremely sharp. You're gonna slice through tomatoes here. Some of that teeth might bite through a pepper or tomato even more so than a higher polished edge. But both of these are just high performing edges now, super sharp.
That's something I was thinking the whole time I was sharpening, and as we were going through the results, it's pretty hard to beat the value of the original Precision Adjust. To be able to even come close to competing with a system like that, I mean, it's still hands down one of the best sharpeners out there, man.
Yeah, the best bang for your buck for the money, that Precision Adjust. Even the base model, 3 grits, you're gonna be darn close to the same level of sharpness.
You can still get the sharpness, you just won't get that edge finish that you might want.
Yep.
So.
All in all, we said this in the beginning, the Pro PA is a bit more versatile, so it will handle smaller blades and larger blades, larger than a standard kitchen knife with ease, whereas the base model Precision Adjust is gonna have a little more challenge. The range is really ideal for pocket knives, smaller fixed blade knives, and smaller kitchen knives. Into this size, obviously no problem, but much bigger than that starts to become maybe more of an issue. So versatility is definitely something the Pro PA is good at.
Yep.
But differences that we talked about here, all of that is pretty minute, and these are both some pretty excellent systems for getting a good edge on your knife. If you guys have questions, leave a comment down below. Let us know what other questions about the differences between the two systems, or what do you want to see us test. These are the fun videos for us to make and show you the the real experience that we're having here with these sharpeners.
And don't be afraid to get in there on our testing. Is there something you'd like to see us to do differently, or something we missed out on?
You're inviting that?
They're gonna say it anyway, so I might as well have prompted it for you guys to get in there, tee it up a little bit for you.
We read all those comments, so the love, the hate, bring it all. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks, guys. Mm-hmm.